and I only bring this up because it's just I never told this story publicly, but I think it's time to tell it because it was just this amazing moment where I was on the road with the team. I wanted to talk to some players. Shaq was in town. I said, Shaq, can you come join me? They could be really helpful. And so we get to this restaurant. They put us kind of like in the really quiet corner because like everyone would notice me. I mean, it's Shaq. They notice he walks in the building, right? So they did the right
Yeah.
thing. They put us in like this really quiet corner where maybe we're not going to be seen. It's a little early for lunch, and player's not there yet. And Shaq and I are just sort of like kind of catching up on like messaging and what we want to talk about. And this woman kind of must have seen him through like the corner or whatever, and she kind of really apprehensively sort of approaches him. Um, and she just says, like, "Hey, Jack, I'm sorry to bother you. Very polite. I'm sorry to bother you. Is there any way I can ask you to just sign something for my son?" She had a young son. So Shaq being Shaq, and you guys know him, it's never just like, let me just sign Shaq and say goodbye. He's like, "Oh, what's your son's name?" And the woman tells him, and he writes this nice little personal note and gives it to her. And you see her start to like well up with tears a little bit. And now it's just really the three of us. The restaurant's kind of around the corner, and it's like this quiet little moment. And she goes, "Thank you so much." Kind of like walks out, like so. As she's getting towards the main area of the restaurant, he goes, "Ma'am," and he calls her back. And I'm like, "Oh, no one's called her back." And it's like so Shaq. It's so impressive. He's like, "Is everything okay?" I, I just to ask that question,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Right. Right.
She like hesitates, and she finally like opens up and she talks about how she's just diagnosed with this terminal illness, and she's given a certain amount of time to live.
Oh,
And I mean, really heartbreaking, right? And she has his son, and she's trying to collect mementos for him and give him something. And this is like just such a special moment, right? I'm like tongue tied, like I'm like I got my throat. I'm just like, oh my
yeah.
god, like what? And then I'm thinking like, how does Shaq respond? Like
Right. Right.
this woman, like she's opened up to him. This guy, like as calmly, I would say elegantly, with this warmth, stands up. He hulks over her, engulfs her in his hug. Literally, like I've never seen a person hug a stranger like this before.
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
and like is like kind of rocking her, and just says, "I'm not going to do this justice because I'm going to try to." It was something like, and he, Shaq, when he gets that low voice, and no person could ever tell you how long you're going to live. That's between every person and God. And this woman just like
Wow.
was
Wow.
weeping in his arms, and then she just smiled and thanked him and thanked him and thanked him, and left. And I said, I don't even know what I said. Like I've literally I was holding back tears in this moment.
Man.
And like it's funny. Like I think it's John Wooden. I think it's John Wooden quote where he said something like your character is defined by what you do when no one's looking. Dude, I was a
Yes.
fly on the wall. Shaq didn't even know I
Exactly.
was there. Like I
Right.
got to see that man's character. I've never seen anything like it, and it was like it
Mm.
stood with me to this day.